The Galactic Council's chamber erupted in laughter. Delegates from across the galaxy mocked the audacity of Earth's envoy, who had just declared that humanity would resist the Council's demands for planetary resource control. Earth has no fleet, no alliances, no power, sneered Delegate Xyler of the Vexen Imperium, his multi-eyed gaze fixed on the trembling human representative. Your resistance is meaningless. Ambassador Elena Moreau clenched her fists beneath the table, forcing her voice to remain calm. You underestimate us, as you always have. Earth has survived every trial, every invasion attempt. We're not helpless. You'll see that soon enough. Xylar's laughter echoed, joined by others in the chamber. Survive, perhaps, but victory impossible. As the council dismissed her with disdain, Elena's heart pounded. She knew the truth. Earth's survival depended on secrets the galaxy couldn't imagine. Outside the chamber, she sent a single encrypted message. Phase 1 approved. Stand by for escalation. Far above Earth, the Council's fleet loomed in orbit, their massive warships bristling with weaponry. The galactic blockade was an open act of domination, designed to break Earth's will. Commander Darius Holt stood on the bridge of Iron Resolve, Earth's newest warship. Unlike the Council vessels, it was unassuming, built for stealth and speed, not intimidation. But it wasn't Earth's true weapon. Status report, Holt barked. Lieutenant Kara Lynn glanced at her console, her face grim. The Council fleet is maintaining formation. They've scanned our orbital stations but haven't engaged. They think we're weak, Holt muttered. That's their mistake. His gaze shifted to the tactical map. A red icon blinked, signaling that Earth's defense satellites were online. What the Council didn't know was that those satellites weren't just shields. They were launch points for something far deadlier. But would it be enough to stop the armada above? Back on Earth, civilians watched the sky nervously. The Council's ultimatum, surrender resources or face annihilation, had left humanity divided. Protests filled the streets, while underground bunkers prepared for the worst. But amidst the chaos, a hidden network of engineers, scientists, and soldiers worked tirelessly. Deep beneath the Sahara Desert, an ancient facility buzzed with activity. Dr. Arya Nadim, a brilliant but reclusive scientist, studied the glowing reactor core in the chamber's center. We've powered it up, but we're not sure how stable it is, she said, her voice tense. It doesn't have to be stable, General Marcus Trent replied. It just has to work. This is our only shot. Nadim hesitated. You know what activating this will mean? Once they see it, there's no turning back. Trent's expression hardened. They already think we're beaten. Let's show them what humanity can really do. Above, the Council's fleet began to move into attack formation. The countdown to Earth's defiance had begun. The Council's fleet drifted into position, their ships forming an unbroken wall of shimmering steel and plasma cannons. The massive flagship Ecliptica dwarfed the rest, its shadow stretching across Earth's surface. Commander Vena Oryx, the ruthless Xanath tactician, stood on the bridge, her cold reptilian eyes locked on Earth's surface below. Humanity's arrogance ends today, she hissed. Prepare the orbital strike. Her officers nodded, initiating the weapon sequences. But even as their systems hummed to life, a new energy signature flickered on their sensors, an anomaly deep within Earth's atmosphere. Commander, a technician said, his voice uneasy. I'm detecting something. It's massive, but there's no visual confirmation. The source is underground. Oryx frowned. They have no significant weaponry. Continue the assault. On the Iron Resolve, Commander Holt stared at the tactical display. They're preparing to fire, Lynn warned. Not if we fire first, Holt replied. He turned to the comms officer. Send the signal. It's time. Far below, in the hidden Sahara facility, the reactor core surged with power. Arya Nadim's hands flew over her console, calibrating the ancient machinery with precision. Power levels are stable. For now, she said. The room shook as energy rippled through the underground complex, lighting up massive conduits that had been dormant for centuries. Above the facility, the ground erupted. A colossal, triangular warship ascended into the sky, its surface gleaming with an alien alloy. It dwarfed the Council's vessels in size and radiated energy unlike anything humanity or the galaxy had ever seen. The Exodus, Earth's true weapon, was active. General Trent's voice came over the comms. "Commander Holt, you've got backup. Engage at will." On the Ecliptica, alarms blared as the Exodus came into view. Oryx's eyes widened, her cool demeanor cracking. "What is that? How did they—" Her question was cut short by a pulse of light. The Exodus released a wave of energy that rippled across space, disabling smaller Council vessels instantly. The ship moved with a grace that defied its size, its plasma cannons firing beams that carved through the fleet's defenses. "They're tearing us apart," one officer shouted. But Oryx snarled, regaining her composure. "If they want a fight, we'll give them one. Redirect all firepower to that vessel. I want it destroyed." Inside the Exodus, General Trent watched the Council fleet's retaliation unfold on his monitors. Beams of plasma lit up the void, but the ship's shields held firm. "This is what they think of us," he muttered. "Let's show them what we think of them." He opened a channel to Commander Holt. "Push forward. The Exodus will handle their flagship. Focus on protecting the orbital defenses." Back on the Iron Resolve, Holt nodded grimly. "Understood, sir." He turned to his crew. "This is it, people. Earth's survival depends on us holding the line. Don't let them through." The Iron Resolve and its sister ships surged into action, their smaller but agile designs weaving through the chaos. Above them, the Exodus unleashed another devastating volley, tearing through the Council's defenses. But as the battle raged, an open question lingered. Was the Exodus humanity's salvation, or something far more dangerous? The Exodus moved with precision, its alien alloy shimmering as plasma beams deflected harmlessly off its shields. Its cannons roared with unmatched power, obliterating Council ships in moments. But even as it decimated the fleet, the bridge of the Iron Resolve was anything but calm. "Commander Holt," Lieutenant Lin said, her voice tight, "we've got a problem. The energy signature from the Exodus is spiking, beyond safe levels." Holt's stomach churned. "What happens if it overloads?" Lin hesitated, then said, "If the readings are correct, the ship's core could destabilize and, well, let's just say we won't be here to worry about the Council anymore." Before Holt could respond, a priority alert flashed on his console. "Incoming transmission from the Exodus," the comms officer said. The screen blinked to life, revealing General Trent standing in the Exodus's command center. His expression was grim. "Holt, we've got an issue. The core's cycling too fast. Dr. Nadim says it's reacting to the Council fleet's weapons. We may not be able to stabilize it." "Sir, if the core goes critical," Holt began, but Trent cut him off. "We'll handle it. Focus on the fight. If this goes south, Earth's defense grid will need every second you can buy." Above, the Council fleet was regrouping. Despite the devastation wrought by the Exodus, the massive Ecliptica remained operational. Commander Oryx, her composure regained, issued new orders. "Deploy the dreadnoughts. Target the smaller Earth vessels. If we cripple their fleet, that monstrosity will fall." Dozens of massive dreadnoughts surged forward, their weapons igniting the void with beams of raw energy. The Iron Resolve shook violently as one blast glanced off its shields. "Damage report!" Holt shouted. "Shields at 60%, Lin replied, her voice steady despite the chaos. "We can't take another hit like that." "Then don't let them hit us," Holt said. "All ships, evasive maneuvers. Keep those dreadnoughts distracted." As the Earth fleet darted through the Council's line, the Exodus unleashed another pulse of energy. The wave disabled several dreadnoughts, but the Council adapted quickly, modulating their shields to resist the disruption. "They're learning," Lin warned. "Then we need to be smarter," Holt muttered. But even as he issued new orders, he couldn't shake the feeling that Earth's greatest weapon might also be its greatest threat. Inside the Exodus, alarms blared as Dr. Nadim frantically worked to stabilize the core. "General, the core's reaching critical mass if we don't shut it down." Trent interrupted, his voice calm but firm. "What happens if we let it go?" Nadim froze. "It could wipe out the entire system." Trent nodded slowly. "And the Council?" They'd be obliterated, she admitted. But so would we. The general's jaw tightened. Then we hold the line until we find another way. Keep working, Doctor. Back on the Iron Resolve, Holt's comms crackled with an incoming message. It was from Ambassador Moreau on Earth. Her voice was calm but urgent. Commander, we've intercepted Council communications. They're planning a planetary strike. You have to stop them. Holt's hands gripped the console. We'll hold them off, Ambassador, whatever it takes. But even as he spoke, the Council's supercarrier moved into position, its main cannon charging. The battle for Earth was about to reach its breaking point. The Ecliptica's main cannon charged with a hum so deep it reverberated across the battlefield, shaking even the mighty Exodus. Commander Oryx's voice echoed through the Council fleet's comms. Target Earth's surface. End this charade once and for all. On the Iron Resolve, Commander Holt's heart raced as the tactical display showed the cannon locking onto Earth. All ships focus fire on the Ecliptica. Do not let that cannon fire. The Earth fleet surged forward, their smaller ships darting between Council dreadnoughts, unleashing concentrated volleys at the supercarrier. Explosions rippled across its shields, but the cannon continued to charge. Inside the Exodus, Dr. Nadim's hands flew across her console. General, the core's unstable. If we don't shut it down now, the blast radius could extend to Earth itself. Trent stood silent for a moment, then made his decision. We have no choice. Divert all power to the core. If we lose, Earth is gone anyway. What are you doing? Nadim demanded. Giving them something to fear, Trent said, his voice heavy. This is what it was built for. The Exodus shifted its position, moving directly between the Ecliptica and Earth. The ship's hull glowed as energy from the core spread across its surface, charging every weapon system to maximum capacity. On the Ecliptica, Commander Oryx watched the display with growing unease. What are they doing? That ship can't possibly... Her words were cut off as the Exodus fired. A beam of pure energy tore through the void, bypassing the Ecliptica's shields as if they weren't there. The supercarrier shuddered violently, its cannon abruptly powering down as explosions erupted along its length. But the Exodus didn't stop. Another beam followed, then another, carving through the Council fleet with ruthless precision. Smaller ships disintegrated, dreadnoughts were rendered useless, and chaos consumed the battlefield. General, the core is reaching critical overload, Nadim shouted. Trent nodded grimly. We hold the line. On the Iron Resolve, Holt watched the destruction in awe. They're taking out the entire fleet, Lynn whispered. At what cost? Holt replied. His comms crackled with an incoming transmission. From the Exodus, Trent's face appeared, the glow of the core reflecting in his steely gaze. Holt, the fleet's neutralized, but we can't hold this much longer. You need to lead the remaining ships back to Earth. The Exodus will finish the job. General, you can't... Holt began, but Trent cut him off. This isn't a debate. Earth survives because we make it so. Now go. The channel went dead. The Exodus's core reached its peak, glowing brighter than a star. The remaining Council ships scattered, desperate to escape the blast. From Earth, civilians watched as the sky lit up in a dazzling display of light and destruction. The Exodus released a final, devastating wave of energy, erasing the Council fleet in an instant. When the light faded, the colossal ship was gone, its sacrifice etched into the annals of galactic history. Back on Earth, Ambassador Moreau stood before the Galactic Council once more. This time, the chamber was silent, its delegates subdued. You thought humanity was helpless, she said, her voice steady. Now you know the truth. We will defend ourselves, but we will not seek conquest. Let this be the end of your oppression. The council members exchanged uneasy glances. They had underestimated Earth once. They would not make the same mistake again. Far above, the wreckage of the council's fleet drifted silently, a stark reminder of humanity's resilience. And though the Exodus was gone, its legacy remained, a testament to a species that refused to be broken. The battle was over, but the galaxy would never look at Earth the same way again.